I am joined by Subhash, Shinde and Ruth Schwaiger, and they are both 2019 MRS Spring Meeting chairs. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much. So this is a big week. It's the culmination of several years of effort on your part, of course. What are some of the highlights that you're looking forward to at the spring meeting?
Well, thank you very much for having us here. I have to say this will be a very difficult choice to make this week because we have 60 symposia, we have 12 tutorials, we have a range of broader impact events. I have to say I'm very much looking forward to the plenary session on Tuesday, which will start off the meeting. It will be given by Helena von Zweigenhoven, and she will talk about operando studies of materials. This is made possible by synchrotron radiation, and this is important to all of our efforts in materials research. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
That's wonderful. What about you, Mr. Shinde?
And Tuesday through Thursday, we are running a Symposium X after a long time actually at the Spring MRS. On Tuesday, we'll feature Molly Stevens from Imperial College. She's going to be talking about biomaterials and regenerative medicine. On Wednesday, we are actually having two talks, one by Bart Babiuk from Europe, another by Sunita Satyapal from the Office of Fuel Cells Technology from the Department of Energy. They will cover all the work going on globally actually on fuel cells and hydrogen production technology. And on Thursday, we are going to have John Arenberg talking about James Webb telescope, which was flown into the space, and that will essentially show us the next generation of space exploration.
That'll be fascinating. So much to look forward to. These meetings are designed to feature the very latest developments in materials research. What are some of the trends in or new developments that you're seeing reflected in the programming at the meeting?
So this year we actually have 4 late news hot topic symposia. They include materials discovery by data-driven approaches. There is a symposium on quantum information and quantum materials, and there's one on synthetic biology.
What about you?
So there's, in the same hot topics area, there is actually a whole session on emergent phenomena in oxide quantum materials. That is something very interesting. And also in the electronics and photonics area, there's a joint session between bio and photonics and electronics that has some forward-looking implications. We are also featuring plenary talks. This is a new feature this year to start cross-cutting collaborations between attendees from different symposia.
That's fantastic. And beyond the technical symposia, the program is filled with broader impact events. Tell us more about those events and why they've become such a key part of the meetings.
So this year we have several professional development events, for instance. This is important for our younger attendees, of course. There are education and outreach activities, and we also have activities that teach us how to advocate for materials research, advocate to the government, advocate to the public.
And these are being held mainly because we really want to represent interests of the broader material community. People are educators, people are policymakers, people come from industry, but also from social aspects of materials implementations. And we want to make sure that their voice is represented.
We have to mention that you are volunteers as the meeting chairs, and so it's a big responsibility, obviously, with a big time commitment. Why do you decide to volunteer for a role like this?
So I have to say it was a great honor to be nominated as a co-chair. This is probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do that. Yeah, MRS and also the MRS meetings have been very important to me. I've been volunteering for many years. One MRS Spring meeting was the first conference, the first international conference I attended when I was a PhD student. I was very nervous at that time. I was brought into the community by such a great network of people who work all over the world. And I was always very happy to not only participate in the technical part, but also learn about policy, about professional development. And so I'm glad to give back basically and volunteer and shape the meeting for the future.
What about you?
Yeah, I've always been interested in materials, and I started actually organizing also, like I say, in the last millennium. So you know, there have been actually many years when I also volunteered, and this is the culmination, so to speak. And it's very interesting because you are able to shape the conference, you are able to put something together which may have its own
It's very important.
next generation result.
So what would your advice be for the incoming chairs?
Bring your passion for materials and have fun.
What about you?
Make this your meeting.
Yeah.
So the MRS staff is great. So even if you're worried, you're starting 2 years in advance, there is a lot of things to be done, but MRS is very efficient, they're helping you. Don't worry, it will be fine.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath and have fun. Yeah.
Yes, well, it's a very exciting week, so congratulations on that. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, and I want to thank all the materials science people and the organization here. They're outstanding.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. MRS TV has all the coverage you want with the big newsmakers. Be sure to check out our content, which is updated each day here on YouTube from the 2019 MRS Spring Meeting here in Phoenix.